Hi, I am Mr. Crocker, and today we're going to be talking about estimating with multi-digit multiplication. So the reason that you estimate is to make a problem easier. Okay, sometimes you don't need an exact answer. Sometimes you just need to know about how much or what's closest to it. What's a rough estimate? Okay, and when you do that, you round. And you round before you do the multiplication, because if you round after you do the multiplication, that you haven't saved yourself any work. You've created an extra step. Okay? So you know that you need to estimate when the problem is not asking you for an exact answer. There are keywords like about, closest to, nearest, and sometimes they'll even come right out and say estimate. But anytime that a problem is just asking you to find a rough, close to, in the ballpark kind of an answer, they're probably asking you to estimate. Okay? So that's what we're going to be working on today. And we're going to be doing a kind of estimation that they call front end. So we're just going to be rounding to the front end. So for example, 73 would round to 70. 27 would round to 30. 15 would round to 20. Okay, so we're going to be rounding those factors in our problems and then finding an estimate. Okay, so I've got some problems made up here. Okay, here we go. Number one, Trinity's YouTube channel gains 18 subscribers a day. About how many subscribers would she have gained in 50 days? Okay, so she's gaining 18 subscribers a day, and that same thing is happening for 50 days. Okay, so that is a multiplication problem. It's the same amount over and over and over again. And the problem did say about. Okay, so we're going to estimate. So 50 is already a nice round number. It's a 10, right? So we don't need to mess with that. 18, though, if we round that to the nearest 10, we'll get 20. And then we're doing 20 times 50. Okay, so if I think of 20 and 50, the basic fact is 2 times 5, that is 10. And then I have two other zeros. So it's 1,000. In 50 days, she would have gained 1,000 subscribers. That's a lot if you think about it. You know, or you could think about it as money, like $20 a day. That's not a lot of money, but you do it for 50 days in a row and you have $1,000. Okay, here we go. Ian is doing a paper route, delivering papers, a paper route to make some extra money. He delivers 38 newspapers a day. Estimate the number of papers he would deliver in a month. Okay, so we've got 38 papers a day. And in this problem, they came. Oh, I grabbed an extra paper. They came right out and said estimate. Okay, so we're going to estimate. And the other number in our problem, it was a month. So that's not really a number, right? If we round, right? Think about it. Some months are 30, 31, 28. So we're going to go with 30. Okay, so 38, we could round that, right? 38, is it closer to 30 or 40? Well, it's a whole lot closer to 40, okay? 40 times 30. The basic fact here is 4 times 3, that is 12. And then I have two zeros, 1,200, okay? So in a month's time, at 40 papers a day, Ian will have delivered 1,200 papers. That's a lot. Probably fill up a room. Okay, here we go. From Jackson's room to the front door of his house, it is 85 steps. If he walks to the door and back 12 times a day, which of these is closest to the number of steps he would take? Okay, so we've got 85 steps, we've got 12 times, and we've got closest. Okay, closest. So they're not asking for an exact answer. They're asking us for an estimation. Okay, so 85 times 12. Okay, 85, was it closer to 80 or 90? Well, the fives round up, right? So 90, and then 12 is pretty close to 10. Okay, and like here I'm rounding both because I feel like in the real world that's what you do. Okay, you make it a very easy problem to do in your head. Sometimes on a test, you'll have to look at the choices and figure out what it is they want you to do. As far as, do I round them both or do I just round one of them? Okay, sometimes you just gotta look at the choices and work backwards. So 90 times 10, the basic fact is 9 times 1, 9, and then I have 2 zeros. So that means in one day, going back and forth to his room, 900 steps. 900 steps is not enough. You got to get like 10,000 to maintain the weight. I'm sure that's a big problem for all of you guys. I'm sure all of our fourth graders are worried about getting their steps in, like I am. Okay, last problem. Here we go. Ready? JC has 4 tubs of Legos in her room. I wonder if she does. You think? If each tub has 207 pieces in it, about how many Legos does she have in all? Okay, so it said about how many does she have in all? And this is another problem that it might be good to talk about, like what to round. Okay, so the numbers we got were 207 and 4. So when you're estimating, you want to get close. Okay, you want to make the math easy, but you want to get close. So I'm telling you that because I'm not going to change this 4. Okay, there's only 4 tubs. 4 is already a pretty easy number to work with. And if I change it, like if I round it to 0 or 10, it's going to have a huge effect on my answer, right? So I want to stay close. So I'm just going to keep the 4. The 4 is not that hard to work with anyways, right? And then 207, there I can round, right? I can say that number is closest to 200. Or you would look at the choices again and, maybe they want 210. Sometimes it's a little bit ambiguous what they want you to round to. So if I just did 200 times 4, the basic fact there is 2 times 4. That is 8. And then I have these 2 zeros to deal with. No zeros from this side, 800. But you know what? If I did that problem and then I found out that 800 wasn't an answer, but, okay, 4 times 2, 10. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 1 is 4. If that was a choice, then I would know that they had rounded to 210 instead of 207. So she has about 840 Legos. We found that answer by estimating. Estimation is really just rounding first. And when you round first, you get rid of some digits, make them into zeros. You find a approximate answer. Okay. And it makes the math easier. It's how you do real world math. Like when you're throwing things in the cart at the grocery store and they cost $3.97, $2.97, $5.84. I'm not adding up all those decimal points. I'm just thinking $2.97, $3. $5.84, $6. then I'm adding that way. Okay, so estimation.